Hey everyone, my name is Brittany and welcome to my box, A Day in the Diner. This activity will help students with their cognitive, social, emotional, physical, motor, and language and literacy skills as they pretend that they are either working or eating in a diner, and they will be communicating with each other and telling a story through their eyes. In my box, you will find some pretend play clothes, a server or waitress or waiter apron, a chef's hat with a matching chef's coat, a cook or baker's apron, a diner menu, and if you look on the inside, you'll find some visual aids of the food items on the menu, as well as the name and how much each item costs. A guest check server pad. You can either get a real pencil or a pretend pencil. And then there's food that go along with the menu, and each food item or each piece has two separate food items. So vegetables and toast. I'm just going to show these to you really quickly. Okay. So steak and fries, and then of course you've got some plates here, a coffee pot, some bacon or hot dog, some bowls, pots and pans, a diner bill, some coffee or hot chocolate, spatula, knives, fork, and serving or measuring spoons, and then some pretend money. Of course, this is the bare minimum of the items that could go along in the box. You can add some baking dishes or some real measuring cups. And oh, I almost forgot our lovely tea set and tray. But with this box, it's very interchangeable, and but I do think you can still develop all of the skills that each child needs in the pre-K, kindergarten level with just these items here. So, speaking from a cognitive perspective, basically, we're embarking on, has a child had an experience of going out to eat? Have they been in a diner? Have they been in a restaurant before? And them being able to use those prior knowledge experiences will help them in pretending to be either a cook or a server or a guest at a diner. And then we'll also learn if a child has not had those experiences before, which is possible. I know a lot of families don't go out to eat, can't afford to go out to eat, so those children don't get those experiences. So they will be able to have the opportunity to learn from their classmates as they all interact and put on this diner production or pretend play. So, moving forward from a social and emotional, a lot of problem solving. If someone has a hard time with the menu, if they are unable to communicate verbally, they may point at an item, and that gives an opportunity to communicate, oh, that's mac and cheese. That's going to cost you $2. And, the teacher can still observe from afar, or if need to intervene, the teacher will be able to step in and help the children with their problem-solving skills. And there could be some outbursts. Maybe everyone wants to order at the same time, or everyone wants a piece of pie, but we only have one pretend piece of pie. Lots of opportunities to use flexible thinking and teaching the skill of pretending that you have a piece of pie, even though you may not have the actual wooden piece of pie. Things like that. And then moving forward from a physical and motor skills, just using utensils to pretend to eat is a fine motor skill. Or if you're cooking the steak and pretending to flip it and using the spatula is a fine motor skill. And then, of course, just putting everything on the plate and the person pretending to be the server carrying the dishes and making sure nothing falls off as they walk across the room to serve. I'm not a good server. To serve the guests their food, or pouring tea and things like that. All of those are physical motor skills, just sitting and being present at the table. That could be a physical or motor skill for someone who may not have very good balance or have some trunk control issues. So something as small as just sitting at the table and participating in the activity could be improving gross motor skills. And of course, just communicating with each other and being in a diner and taking orders and talking at the table and talking to the chef or the cook is increasing language and literacy skills. They may not have ever seen a steak or a grilled cheese, and so they're learning a new word. They're learning, math and money. They're learning what a fried egg is. So just different ways to learn new words and new ways to communicate is going to be beneficial for their language and literacy skills. So as you can see, my box, though my items are minimum, they do play a huge role in increasing the developmental skills. And I forgot the most important part. Of course, after we eat dinner or lunch or breakfast, we have to pay for our meal. So we can use some mathematical skills and say, okay, this table ordered bacon and waffles and eggs. That's going to cost $5. So here's a $5 bill, or here's a $10 bill, and you have to give them their change back. So this could be utilized really in some of the lower elementary up to 5th grade, just learning how to handle money and continuing to increase those communication skills. So that concludes my explanation on my box A Day in the Diner, and I hope that I was able to effectively explain the importance of dramatic play, and using the setting of a diner could be beneficial toward children and their social, emotional, cognitive, physical, motor, literacy, and language development. Thank you so much.